Now, there are different ways that they can ask you about parallel and perpendicular lines. Once you understand how to find the slope, there are questions that they can ask you based on it. So we're going to go ahead and write these titles. So example 5 and 6 is going to be given equation, find the slope. So you're given an equation, you're asked to find the slope, whether it's a parallel slope or a perpendicular slope. Then example 7 and 8, pause the video and write this title down. Given your equation and a point, find the equation. Okay, so you're given an equation and a point it has to go through, find another equation. And then finally, example 10 and 11 is going to be a multiple choice version. So we're going to look at this one by one and then practice one by one. All right, so we're going to start at the very first one. So I'm going to do example 6. You're going to do example 5. Be very careful to read the question. That's going to be the trick in this. All right, so again, we have by hand and by Desmos. So I'm going to do it by hand, and I think you guys can just read the Desmos version. All right, so let's do example 6. Find the slope of a line perpendicular. So again, like I said, reading the question is going to be the biggest thing that you need to do. So make sure that you're reading whether it's perpendicular or parallel, because you know if it's perpendicular, you got to flip the slope and change the sign. If it's parallel, it's the same. All right, so solve the equation so that it looks like y equals mx plus b. And since there's not enough space here, we're just going to do it over here on the side. All right, so we have 2x minus 5y is equal to 30. We're going to solve the equation to make y the subject. So we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. You guys already know I like to move it. And if it moves across the equal sign, it changes sign. So this is positive. So this is going to become negative. Or you can think of minus 2x on both sides. All right, so that's gone. So now I'm going to have negative 5y is equal to, and I'm going to put it in mx plus b, which means I'm going to put the x first. So it's going to be negative 2x plus 30. All right, then I want to isolate y, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 5. All right, so dividing everything by negative 5, that's going to simplify to y is equal to a negative divided by negative is a positive, and of course you can put this in the calculator. And then positive 30 divided by negative is going to be negative 6. So this is my y equals b. M is your slope. Okay, so m, this is my slope. So now that I found my slope, the slope of this line is equal to 2 over 5. Now I want to find the perpendicular. And if you remember from before, okay, for perpendicular, the slope product is negative 1. And you got to take the slope, flip it, and change the sign. Now, if it's not already a fraction, you can put it divide by 1 and it'll make it a fraction. So your perpendicular slope is equal to, flip this, so 5 goes on top, 2 goes on the bottom, and change the sign. So it goes from positive to negative. And that's it. Just make sure that you're reading the question. Complete this one. Keep in mind that this one says parallel. So if you need to relook at your notes as to what that means, please do so. Let's practice.